Oh my god. Wow. Monday stream, water, meds taken. God, he's killing it. Pierre is once again having a banger Monday where absolutely nothing got accomplished. Hello, folks, all in sundry, as it were. Um, I said I was gonna reread some more shit. I decided against it, because I'm lazy, and I'd rather spend my weekend doing other things. So I have no big reveals, nothing to share. I've had no like glimpses. I haven't even looked at Umineko since Thursday. And I'm ready to have my total existence shattered once again. Yeah, I did. I did lie. I always lie, actually. If you didn't see me say that shit in Red Truth, it didn't fucking happen. And I really want to keep going with this fucking episode. This game, I just love how much this game is like fundamentally broken me. It's so much fun. What? Why did that get flagged? EU5? Yeah, I maybe spent my whole weekend playing EU5. That's exactly what I did. Don't unban that? Oh, it's too late. I already did. Wait, I think I can delete it. Right? Ban you, time you out, warn you, mod you. Fuck, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I spent all weekend playing EU5, but I earned it. It's really fucking good. I got so sweaty with it. But unfortunately, I've been nothing but economics brained for the last like 3 days, and it's like I'm ill of it. I've been going a little too hard. So instead, we're gonna get started with some Umineko. And that's gonna be what we do. God, it's been 3 days. Oh, he has? That's awful. My history teachers all really liked me. Because I was annoying. Okay. The sharp strike of the queen bee pierced the heaven. Wait, I had to like look and see. I had to like rewatch my VODs to see like what was the last thing that happened. Give me a second. I just need to like. Oh, okay. Big shonen battle. Hi, Sid. That's where we left off. Big shonen battle. It continues. A strike of the queen bee pierced the heavens like a rising cyclone. It kicked through George's lower chest as he fell from the ceiling. And then time froze. George was pinned in midair by Gap's raised leg. Yeah. Still pinned in midair, George moaned. Then Gap, with George still hung up on her foot, grinned. I'll admit it. At least your attitude is that of an adult. But that's no good unless you got power to go with it. Did you know? They say you need 3 kinds of power to rule this world. The first one is influence. The second is wealth. Do you know what the last one is? I read it in a book. Force, right? Correct. And that's where you're lacking. Gap finally released George. She kicked upwards one more time, changing into another roundhouse kick and knocking him into a pillar. He was getting his shit kicked in. No one will fear a monarch without influence, without wealth, or without force. Kinzo possessed all 3 of those. That's why he reigned as a tyrant. If you're going to call yourself Kinzo's successor, try showing me a bit of that majesty, okay? Come on. How long are you gonna sleep there? Stand up, okay? If you don't, you'll fall again, see? Not bad movements, but I feel they are slightly unfitting for a lady. Oh, I forgot you the fucking brass knuckles. Bastard! Swaying around all over the place. Aren't you gonna strike back? Don't take me lightly, you fucking bastard. Ronove dodged skillfully, jumped back and avoided Jessica's fist. But he didn't strike back himself. Because of his dodge that was as rapid as a fluttering flag blown by strong winds, Jessica's fist wasn't even able to touch him. Amidst the sensation that her own blood was boiling, Jessica regained her offensive composure. Even though this room was large for a bedroom, it was a very cramped place to keep up such exaggerated dodges for so long. She's a goat, but she's not a goat servant. She calmly realized that and started using not just her fists, but her legs as well. Oh, boxing with just your arms makes you but half a fighter. Your arms must be like the hot roar of a lion, and your legs must be the cold snake closing in on its prey. Snakes don't have legs. True. Jessica began cornering Ronove towards the wall with perfect footwork. She didn't let him get around her. Ronove's magnificent dodges looked flashy, but they needed a large footing. Once cornered, he wouldn't be able to dodge anymore. Jessica knew the characteristics of her weapon, the brass knuckle, very well. This powerful weapon's most notable characteristic was how it didn't give the opponent a chance to defend. Even if they blocked with their arm, that arm would receive direct damage. If it hit the wrong way, it might even break the bone. Yeah, you could kill something with brass knuckles. So she cornered him. With this fist, she'd whittle away at this demon who'd lost any way to escape. Whoops. Oh, when did... Looks like I finally cornered you, right? Where is everyone being held? Where's that damn geezer? You tell me everything, and I'll let you off with nothing more than plucking that mustache off. Got it? Fuck her up, fuck him up, Jessica. That would be a problem. It does take me an hour every morning to set this. Pukukukuku. Once you're in a cast, you won't be able to do that, right? Whoops. Ronove had blocked Jessica's fist with his arm. He tried to act as though it was no big deal, but it must have hurt a lot. Jessica grinned. Ronove smiled the same way, but twitched slightly. I see. This certainly does hurt. Here's my last bit of advice. Cry and apologize. That I cannot do. It would ruin my image. Then just crumple. Rapid fire! Oh my god, so fucking shonen. So fucking shonen. Jessica's fists were buried into Ronove. She's doing the muda, 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 muda. That's what she's fucking doing. But there was a resistance that seemed too hard. And the sound of breaking glass, which startled Jessica. That is a duck. At a glance, it looked like Ronove had caught Jessica's fist with his palm. That wasn't quite true. When Ronove opened his hand, a faint purple glowing barrier like a glass shield appeared. stopping the attack by a hair's breadth. I don't know, maybe they just have emotes banned. Not emotes, but like emojis. I wouldn't know. Pulling herself together, Jessica let her fists fly again, but with a truly magnificent gesture, Ronove caught all of them. I am, after all, a demon. This level of magic is nothing. Even so, you aren't bad at all. If I were a human, I would probably resign right here. Because I am a demon, I shall continue to fight. But what are you trying to pull? Is this the end? Are you simply going to attack all the time while neglecting your defense? Huh? What? Ronove's palm shot within a hair's breadth of Jessica's stomach. Jessica was knocked away by the purple shield, rolled backwards, and smashed her head on the bed. Oh, that's great to hear, Sid. Thank you. My shield cannot be broken by a mere human. Don't think that you'll ever be able to touch my body again. In that case, I'll burst through that shield. Persistent, I see. Yes, a truly fitting spirit for the successor. Perhaps I'll be your opponent for just a while longer. This is also part of an examiner's role. Break! Ah! I love how George is just getting his fucking ass whooped. Meanwhile, fucking Jessica's playing fucking George Joestar. I fucking love it. Gap looked down on George, sneering. George was on a path in the rose garden, lying face down in a puddle. The merciless rain beat down on him, so that it looked as though even the heavens were mocking him. Stand up, okay? You'll fall again, right? George stood up shakily. It seemed his spirit hadn't given in, but the damage done to his body was fairly significant. Is somebody gonna fight Maria like this? Maria's test is that she has to fight Rosa. Kinzo versus Maria. They have a magic battle? Actually, that would be sick as fuck. If they had like a magic battle. Beg for your life. What you're doing now is the same as the fourth option of choosing nothing. You chose the third option, right? If you get down on your hands and knees and apologize, I'll forgive your rudeness towards me. Then, I'll guide you down to the dungeon. There, for your beloved Shannon and your own powerless life, you will kill the other hostages, one by one. You can do it, right? You did boast about having that resolve. Man, George has given her that stank face. George didn't answer, but his gaze was still obstinately resisting surrender. If you are too obstinate, then this time you will really fall to the deepest depths of the abyss, okay? Gap's strength was evident. That was probably clear, even more than it was to George himself. To Shannon's group watching through the three-sided mirror. George-sama, that's enough for someone like me. Nason. If you didn't like me, you wouldn't have to fight with anyone, right? George-sama? Then please abandon me. Please forget me. There was no way that voice could have reached George, but even so, George answered. No way. I won't surrender. Oh? Why not? Because that's my resolve. I'll fight everything for Shannon's sake. Maria versus Goku. Goku would never fight a child, and Maria would win. And they'll like everything except us. And bless us. Okay, maybe it's been a hot second since I watched DBZ. I don't know. You know, I think if a child was enough of a dick, Goku would fight them. But they have to be strong, I guess. Hey, could you tell me something? Hello, Aliana. Why are you willing to go so far that furniture called Shannon? I don't remember any of that shit. I haven't seen Dragon Ball since I was maybe like 12. She's just a washout, isn't she? Rubbish furniture that couldn't even make a satisfactory waitress. Oh my gosh. I won't permit any more insults against the woman I love. The child you love, George. What the fuck? So what are you gonna do about it? How could a weak kid like you resist me? Oh my goodness gracious. Loving someone is strength. Because I learned that, I was able to become strong. Shannon, I love you. With just those words, I can stand back up over and over again. I would imagine. I think they're all in like their like I don't know. I think Hideyoshi might be the oldest out of all of them. Is my guess. Because he has like noticeable wrinkles. Meanwhile, these guys could all be in like their mid-30s, like mid to late 30s. Maybe early 40s. I don't know. I haven't really done the math, but I think somebody told me that Rosa's like 29 or some shit, which is crazy. Hideyoshi is just a wife guy. He's a wife guy and he's a mediator. I mean, you kind of have to be the final boss of wife guys if you're willing to change your own last name to your wife's. I mean, he said he didn't like his family all that much and that he wasn't connected to them. But still, just a total wife guy. Shannon's in the dungeon, right? Professing your love to me won't. No, she heard. That's because it's love. Shannon can hear my words right now. Yes, you can, Aliana, but if you start bedposting, I swear to God. Shannon can hear my words right now. The reason I can believe that is because love is love. Or wait, it's because of love. Oh, that's cool. You... Shannon, you aren't furniture. Even if you are furniture, you're mine alone. The only one for me in the world. I want you to be close to me as long as we live. Oh, that's fun. I hope you enjoy it. It's like super relaxing, if anything, to like move your body like that. It's super cool. It's very, like, meditative. I need you for all eternity. It's hard to explain. It's just... He kills... George is in it for the love of the game. George Sama. I'm jealous. He surpassed my husband in smooth talking. That's youth for you. The strength of love? Then why are you so weak, boy? Does that weakness mean your love is also that weak? Even your love for your fiancé is weak. The way your parents died so quickly was weak. I try to be cozy in my streams. Everything about your life is weak. Shannon taught me about love and strength. If you're trying to measure my love towards Shannon by my strength alone, let me teach you about my love. I'm also pretty chronically out of shape. I'm not fat. But, like, I'm drastically out of... Oh, I love the auto-moderator picking that shit up. Eric is just manifesting George's death. So fucking hard. I get it now. You're saying that the way you can still stand up after being kicked down so many times is the strength you received from Shannon. In that case, what did you receive from your parents who got killed way too easily? Can we remind ourselves that, like, George literally gave Shannon that fucking bullshit line, "Oh, you're so mature for your age." He said something like that. I swear to fucking Christ. You couldn't make it up. At that time, there was a blackout. I was, like, vomiting reading that line. Even though they were outside. No. This is... Nice fucking roundhouse kick, George. The thing blocking Gap's vision was the bottom of George's penny loafers shoe. Sidekick. Nasal bone fractured. It had stopped right in front of the tip of Gap's nose. The thing I got from Mom was this kick. Why couldn't they just have made Shannon 18? Would it have been that crazy just to have made Shannon 18? Would it really have just been all that hard? I would love George if Shannon was 18. But every scene I see with George, I just have to be like, yeah, okay, George. Oh, okay. I guess they're different in Japan. I guess the age of consent's lower in Japan. Nothing I can do about it. Okay, George. And every scene has that. Every scene is, like, weirdly poisoned. Like, it's fucking kind of hilarious. But, okay. I hope she kicks his ass. It is 18? What fuck? Of course, that was too late. I think I actually have heard that before. I don't know. Maybe. If George hadn't stopped, he would probably have caused the damage he'd announced. Why didn't you just kick her? And what I got from Dad is fortitude. Anger at a low boiling point isn't something to be truly feared. True anger is disciplined by fortitude. I recognize your violent method of declaring your intentions. I also see that you've slandered my fiancé and my parents' honor. And you have no intention of taking back what you said, yes? You. I now understand your attacks more than enough. So maybe it's about time to start fighting back. Quit prattling, foolish boy. A pitch black hole opened its mouth at George's feet. But George rapidly opened his legs, straddling the hole. I love this girl's like Toontown type ass mechanics. The same move won't work again. It was an extremely smooth dodge, and the upper part of his body didn't even quiver. Fortitude means calmly analyzing how your opponent will act, instead of losing your cool. Why? Isn't it obvious? Can't you guess? No, I can't. It's the counter, to give back exactly what you got, to make them not want to take another pass at you, to make them cover their face in tears and snot and get to wash it off, to make them want to rub their forehead on the ground and apologize over and over, to completely, perfectly, and thoroughly beat them until they can't get up. George dashed. Pitfalls opened one after another, but George didn't step in them again. And because he was persistent, he was able to reach Gap a second time. Reverse roundhouse. Jaw fractured. It was stretched out more forcefully and beautifully than Gap's had been. Of course, well, it centered directly on Gap's face. It stopped the hair. Fucking hit her! Just hit her, dude! He's like, yeah, this would have totally broken your jaw. This would have totally fucked up your nose. Just hit her, bro. She's trying to kill you. There's no honor amongst thieves here, George. Hit women. You heard it here first, folks. Perhaps she couldn't rely on pitfalls at this close range. Gap kicked at George's shins as a diversion. And in the instant of weakness when he tried to deal with that, she aimed a kick at his stomach. It was like a bee-like stab by her stiletto heel, but it sliced through the air where George no longer was. High axe kick. Collarbone fracture. He's just he's literally air fighting with her. He's not even hitting her. He's sparring her. Yeah, George, totally. He's such a douchebag. Gap. By Gap's side, George calmly announced that his foot still raised. If that monarch's heel had swung down, a collarbone fracture would probably have been the least of her worries. This guy's stronger than me at close range? I need distance. She jumped backwards to open a large gap between them. She jumped and leapt and flipped in midair, increasing that distance. It should have been magnificent, but for some reason, it was very similar to the movements of a small, scared animal. If she opened the distance between them, she'd be able to fight at the range that was her specialty, using a mixture of pitfalls and kicking techniques. You fool. You'll regret the pride that made you let 3 chances of defeating me slide as you fall into the depth of the abyss. Huh? When she magnificently landed and tried to aim a pitfall, a razor-sharp wind cut Gap's bangs. Yes, it cut them. It happened twice. This time, it didn't just stop a hair's breadth away, but scattered her bangs with air pressure. Armada cum martello. The fundus of the eye fractured the first stroke. Cerebral contusion the second strike. Gap was too shocked to... If Battler looked outside right now, he would just see George, like, tripping balls, doing Tai Chi. George had closed in over all that distance in an instant, letting off a fearsomely nimble mid-air double kick. Furthermore, with the accuracy and edge of a razor, it had cut nothing more than several of her bangs. I learned the power of kicks from karate, speed from taekwondo, and freedom of range from capoeira. Mom was pretty fickle. But I've learned from studying various merits. Why don't you just fucking hit me, dork? You aren't gonna say it's because I'm a woman, right? You spoke of force as a monarch's third power. It looks like you still misunderstand the meaning of that force. In this situation, force doesn't mean hastily wielded violence. It refers to a deterrent, knowledge that if someone opposes the monarch, that person won't get away unharmed. George, you are not the lion, buddy. You are not the lion. Deterrent, you say? In short, this is what it meant. I know what it fucking means. But why are they telling me what it means? I know what it means. Oh my gosh. Okay. This was why all of George's attacks up until that then had stopped a hair's breadth away. It's because he wants to mog her. He just wants to mog her. Because he thinks it'll piss her off more. These bare misses, which were more difficult than hitting directly, have all been performed so splendidly. Also, if George had wished it, any one of those would probably have crushed Gap. He had, daringly, not done that. You said it yourself, right? Force is the power to control. If you crush your opponent with force, you won't be able to control them, right? A monarch's force is something that is only shown. He does not crush. He makes others surrender and adds them to his own fortune, like Genghis Khan. If you start blowing bubbles, I won't make you guide me to where the hostages are. What? What does that mean? Exactly, Eric. Umineko will just, like, explain to you the concept of a hostile takeover in business. In other words, they use so many weird, like, turns of phrases in the writing. And then you'll just be shaking your booty to, like, this type of fucking music while it happens. Cap had to admit it. At least it's, yeah, distinctive. She had to admit that George understood force in its truest sense. You'll take me to where everyone is. I would advise against resisting. I won't stop short next time. Ah. Sorry, Leah. Let me borrow your troops. Oh, Virgilia. This guy's too much for me alone to handle. That is such a cop-out. As a large, pitch-black hole opened in the sky, thunk, 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 3 muscular goat attendants fell out. They surrounded George. Reinforcements? Should I take this to mean that you take back all that about me being weak? I admit it. I made light of your human power. That's wrong. This is the strength of a man who's experienced love with a 16-year-old. How can you say stuff like that with a straight face? She's 16, dude. Do you suck that hard with girls your own age? Come, goats. Crush this man and turn him into meatballs. These goats are stupid, but it looks like they at least have power. I'll turn you into a corpse that even your fiancé won't be able to recognize. You refuse to surrender and intend to continue fighting. Understood. Know that from now on, you'll receive real harm proportional to your own attacks. God. If you just, like, stop and think too much about George, you really just have to turn off your brain. You just have to, like, just deny it. You just have to, like, practice a little self-denial when reading George. Because if you start to think a little too hard about, like, George, it doesn't work out. Whoa! George has fucking magic? A faint red magic circle rose up around him. It seemed that George couldn't see it. However, Gap, being a demon, could. Magic? Maho. Why does this guy have a defensive barrier? And that's also a counter-attacking type? Bro's got thorns from Minecraft on him. Is this what you meant about a deterrent? From a demon's perspective, that may have been magic, but in George's eyes, it was determination. It was a determination filled with certainty, which would be merciless to anyone who wished to fight anymore, and which would force them to prepare for a significant counterattack. Determination with certainty becomes magic. Ronove had been accurately blocking Jessica's fist with his shield. Something felt odd. Even though he was certainly catching them on the shield, he felt his arm get jarred and it hurt. It should have prevented all physical damage. However, the damage from her fist was gradually being transmitted to his arm, piling up. It was even though he was certainly catching them on the shield. Ugh. Ronove tried to act like he was composed, so that this wouldn't be noticed. Didn't it say in... He must possess a tremendous magical power, but since he always stays out of the spotlight to further boost his master's reputation, his combat abilities are unknown. No wonder why they're fucking unknown. I'm not gonna get worn out. What's wrong, old guy? Starting to get a little tough. No matter how much you attack, it is useless. Why can't you understand that you cannot break my shield? I'm not gonna stop hitting you just because it won't break. No matter how hard someone's heart is, if you keep talking to them little by little, it'll eventually crack. So this, like, basically what these dialogue scenes are reinforcing is, like, the whole idea in this game is that magic is born of strong feelings. In this case, it's George wanting to protect his child bride. And then it's just Jessica willing to protect her completely normal, like, relationship with Canon that I actually really like and I have no problems with at all. And I really like Jessica. I think she's super headstrong and it's fucking badass. George, I think it's just a douche. I believe it. I believe that useless effort doesn't exist in this world. That's why I can live to the fullest. If words will eventually make it through, then the same goes for fists. Give up isn't written anywhere in my dictionary. God, Jessica would have loved WWE. God, she would have loved Nirvana. Those words were probably aimed at Canon. Canon would seem to reject Jessica's words. Me when George talks about the power of love. Boo, stinky. Gross, vomiting. Wholesome Jessica love. Accursed George love. But Jessica knew that no matter how stubborn his heart was, those words would eventually soak through. She believed that they would surely reach his heart, that the day would come when he would stop calling himself furniture and disparaging himself. And that he'd step out into a new life. I can't wait to learn Canon's real name. I wonder when it's gonna happen. So Jessica didn't give up. She didn't lose heart. It's stupid, right? I'll bet a guy couldn't understand, right? A girl in love doesn't even think about giving up because it's useless. At that time, Ronove certainly saw. He saw the reddish glow of light that encircled Jessica's fist. This is not good. An enchantment, is it? This permeating upgrade will be troublesome. Inside her unrelenting fists and determination dwelled the power to succeed no matter what. From a demon's perspective, that was magic. Determination with certainty becomes magic. See? Nothing useless about it. Looks like my fists are making it through. Guard your arm, old guy. It seems I want to get a little more serious. It appears it is as you said. In this world, nothing is useless. That's right. If you give up because something's useless, that's when your life ends. You'll get through. You can be sure of that. I'm an idiot, so this is the only way I can live. But even so, I'm not sure I'll be able to teach Canon-kun. I'm sure I'll be able to teach Canon-kun about a new world someday, so I'm not gonna lose heart in a place like this. I'll definitely defeat you and save everyone. Damn. Got to somehow open a hole. Arrgh. Kraus was repeating his useless effort to somehow open a hole between the metal bars. Useless. Nothing is useless. There's nothing. Oh! Is he gonna break out? Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Holy shit. This music is so fucking good right now. I'm fucking bumping. Then look out. Goats had been swallowed up by those black pitfalls and oh, they are gonna get out. Now was their once-in-a-lifetime chance. This was their only chance to break the bars. Stop it. It's impossible, Krause. Don't give up, Dr. Manjo! Never fucking give up! You fucking bald-ass motherfucker! It's time to lock in! Yeah, this is when it's working. Stop it. It's impossible, Kraus-san. There's nothing we could do with our bare hands. Let's look for a tool. Don't waste time on the impossible. I almost believe they're not even locked up for some reason. We know they're like chess, they're metaphorically chess pieces off the board, but I don't really take the idea that they're locked up like this to be literal. I'm not 100,000% sure, because it'll almost have to be confirmed by Battler speaking to them. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It's so hard to trust anything you see when Battler's not there. It's like what they said at the beginning of this episode, where you kind of have to have these two different existing troops of like one's magic. How much do I know of the mystery literary genre? Not a lot. I read some Sherlock Holmes back during COVID. That's about it. Oh, and I really like the Knives Out movies. I really fuck with the Knives Out movies. They're so good. That's what my daughter... If you give up because it's useless, then it's all over. That's what my daughter said. Even if my body won't fit, as long as a small person like Shannon or Cannon can make it through. Now that we've reached this point, action is more important than racking our brains. Yeah, I thought you were. Green Steam Happy is good and classic. I remember when they added those. Maybe like 2017 or 2018? I'm looking at them right now, I can't believe it. I really like Steam Sad. Steam Sad is pretty good too. Cannon-kun, you're a boy, aren't you? Lend a hand. Cannon-kun? Oh gosh. Oh no. Kraus-sama, please stand back. Oh, Cannon's gonna be... Okay. So this is gonna be like a fucking plot development for Cannon. Because Cannon breaking these bars is so fucking... Oh my god, this is gonna be so good if Cannon breaks these fucking bars. It's gonna be such a big character moment for him. God, I love Cannon. Like, the idea that... I mean, he said at the beginning when they were first put in, he said to Shannon that they could just do this but they could fucking just break these bars whenever they wanted, but they just didn't feel like it because they didn't think it mattered. But this is like Canon taking agency. So now he's no longer being furniture. We're seeing Canon kind of become a real human when he does shit like this. We're slowly seeing Canon start to like find his own agency in his life. It's great fiction. And breaking these bars, it's a little on the nose, I'm not gonna lie. But he's fucking breaking out of this shit. And he's been fucking controlling himself like this. I think I love Jessica and Canon because they have two polar opposites going, where she's like so like magnanimous and unrestrained and boisterous and like loud, and I'm playing rock music and I'm fucking hanging out and I'm like annoying. And Canon's like got this like reserved, shy, he doesn't see a lot of himself. He's super anxious, probably doesn't have a high opinion of himself. We're fucking peak fictioning tonight, boys. Fuck. This shit's great. What? What are you planning? Okay, an Asa? Just one more time. Let's try struggling. Yes, I too will struggle one more time. No, just not one more time. Over and over again. Jessica's voice had reached Canon. It certainly had permeated into his cold, rock-like heart. And George's voice had reached Shannon. The love he had shown was embodied by strength. He would have to respond in the same way. An incredible metal sound rang out. In the first flash, several metal bars were severed horizontally, and then in the next flash, they were severed horizontally again, causing many metal bars to clatter to the ground like bamboo shoots cut by a sword. Oh, the sound would be like bing, 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 bing. Kraus, Kairi-san, and Nanjo didn't have a clue what had just happened. Realistically, I think if they are in jail, what's happening literally is I think they just had a fucking spear. Like, I think they just used one of their master keys. Like, it was totally like Canon just brought out the master key and unlocked the fucking door. Because he decided it was time to actually, like, be a human being. Dr. Nanjo, which way down the corridor goes to the mansion? Oh, of course. In and to the left. And to the left. Yeah, that's all he did. All we know is that he heard Kairi on the phone. Let's go, Kraus-sama. Virgilia-sama will notice us at any moment now. What in the world? Are you guys? We are. When Canon hung his head a little and faltered, Shannon slapped his shoulder, smiled, and spoke. We're human. That was big. A fucking banger line from Shannon. That was just all the... That was the perfect fucking thing for Shannon to say. Virgilia-sama! Response! Response from the lookout web! It's a jailbreak! The goat guards aren't there for some reason! What? Why? It's Gap, isn't it? taking someone else's summonings without asking. Yeah, I'm starting to... The more this game goes on, the more I think it isn't magic. I wonder how... I can't wait to see the final confrontation between Beatrice and Battler. That's fucking... It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be peak. Gap! Gap, gap! I love how she shortens her name just by getting rid of one A. Confirming battle regulations. Requesting permission to fire at the escapees. Do it! Kill them! Gap, gap, gap. 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 Understood. 45, 410, prepare them for sniping pursuit combat. Ammo type, guided cluster rounds. Virgilia-sama, an escape prevention barrier, if you would. Oh, yes, you're right. I won't let you escape from here. Oh, but my tongue saying gap gap. Where have we seen this place before? The underground passage of Winchester theory is so on the table. Actually, it's not. Maybe it isn't, but maybe it is. Winchester theory is the only theory I need. The door was, of course, locked. However, it was no problem for them now. Cannon, it's those metal bars again. We're counting on you. I hope these fuckers don't die here. These fuckers die, I'm gonna be so upset. Yes, Kraus-sama. Still, that's incredible. I wonder what kind of principle it works on. I'm not interested in principles. All that matters is that he can sever the metal bars and that we can escape from here. Don't worry, Cannon. Do it. Leave it to me. Cannon sliced the metal bars again with his red curved blade. There was a harsh, strange noise and the metal bars only had a slight scratch. What's this? These are sturdy. Wrong. They're enchanted. It's one of Virgilia-sama's magic locks. I've said this already, but this somehow does feel like it's allegorical to the closed room situation. Can you cut through it? Of course. It'll take time. We'll wait 3 minutes. That's oddly specific. After taking a deep breath and concentrating his mind, Cannon extended a red curved sword again. When he pressed it hard against the metal bars, sparks sprayed, almost as if he was melting through it with a burner. I actually know how to weld. It looks like we'll be able to cut it, but it'll be tough. Kraus-sama, you've been targeted by the enemy. Please move back. Huh? Pursuers? There's no one coming. Please get behind me. They're aiming for you. 45, data received. Oh wait. I have to remember which one's which. I was these guys all mixed up. I'm not sure the right voice. Okay, I was right. 45, data received. Target lock acquired. Commencing terrain calculation error correction. Formulating firing curve. Supplemental control point calculations complete. Data link to 410. At 410, data received. Checking hazard zone, no problems. 00, loading 48 sub-rounds. Individual homing, F and F. cluster rounds. Preparations complete. 45 firing preparations concluded. Loading guided cluster rounds. They're just using a shotgun. 410, yeah. Firing. A golden arrow that sparked gold was fired, leaving a gold trail streaming behind. It drew a curve, went through the door, through the keyhole, down the stairs, towards the underground path at full speed. Something shone. You can't block the golden arrow with a shield. Cannon-kun, interception stance. What the fuck? Let's link. Fusion. Ah. Gatekeeper. What the fuck? Gatekeeper understood. It's been a long time since I fought with you, Nason. Don't screw up. Yeah, I'll be serious. Then there's no problem. Cannon stopped cutting the bars and stood in front of Shannon. Behind him, Shannon closed her eyes, concentrating her mind deep into the darkness of the underground path. That was fucking hype. A guided cluster round is a special kind of arrow made up of 48 rounds bound together. It explodes mid-flight and divides into 48 mini arrows. The strength of each individual one is low, but they pierce through all shields and possess a perfect wounding and killing power against personnel. And on top of that, each one of the 48 possesses an autonomous guidance towards their individual targets. It's shown. It's divided. Confirming guided cluster round division. 46, 7, 8, 48 rounds. All rounds locked onto. Interception control. Data link to... What the fuck is this? Why are they doing this shit now? What does this mean? Like, allegorically. That they have a gun? Cannon, data received. You're incredible, Nason. You can actually see all 48. Concentrate on interception, prioritization. Trust your Nason. Of course. I don't even need to open my eyes. Commencing interception. Target unharmed! It was intercepted! Yeah? All 48 of them? After all, Shannon and Cannon were originally a furniture pair. They're strong when they're together. Is this gonna become a mouth ulcer or something? Oh, it's one of those things where you just keep biting your fucking mouth, that ulcer in your mouth, and it keeps swelling and you keep biting it. That's what she's in right now. That's hell. That's awful. That's pain that no human should have to experience. Calm down. Reload. Updating ammo type. Precision light speed sniper rounds. Preparing for precision sniping. That sounds good, yeah. Impossible to intercept high-speed rounds. Super high-speed rounds. Impossible for a mere gatekeeper to defend against, yeah. Precision sniping, roger that. Commencing collection of precision firing use data. What in the world was that just now? Don't worry, I don't have a clue either. All I know is that we could have died if not for these two. Cannon-kun, thanks. Go back to the metal bars. That is hell. The next shot will probably be one we can't intercept. How can we defend against such an attack? We don't let them shoot. Cannon-kun. Initiate spirit particle combat countermeasures. It's so crazy that this shit is not real if you just don't believe it. With Shannon at the center, a pressure that an impact that only non-humans could perceive struck. Huh? Firing system error? No good, rebooting. Huh? It's spirit wave jamming. Activate spirit particle safeguards. Hurry. What are you doing? Cover your ears quickly, 45. An unseen, unheard impact had struck the Cheester sisters. 00 and 410 crouched down, covering their ears, but 45 didn't make it in time. As she stood bolt upright, her eyes rolled. Cute. Cute. 45 got damaged. Her IME's busted. What? Yeah. The noise is horrible for me, yeah. 45. 410. 00. Damaged. Abandoning sniper posture. It came straight through the link. If we don't reboot... Raising their spirit particle sensitivity for precision sniping had backfired. They had taken the full brunt of the spirit particle shockwave Shannon had released. And not only 45, who had been hit directly, but also 00 and 410, who had been linked with her, were taken down. Are you okay? I'll make you some more delicious black tea later, so get a hold of yourselves. Very Kumasawa-coded of you to say that, Virgilia. My apologies, sir. Rebooting. Please wait several hundred seconds. All of the Cheester sisters had fallen over. They would literally get back up eventually, but it looks like it would be hard for them to return to the battle lines for a while. So furniture was able to repel weapons, if only for a moment. Oh, that face is so creepy. I see, a plot to entertain. That child truly will be filled with unexpected turns. Yeah, Maria. Maria loves this. We're all just entertaining Maria here. I think they're actually talking about Battler. Virgilia tore the air with a large gesture, motioning as though opening a door. Come, arise, goat attendants. It's time to work. Catch and kill the escapees. Corpses are fine. We just can't revive. We can just revive them anyway. A gold-colored door opened in the air, and countless giant goats with muscular bodies peeked their faces out. Come now, hurry. There are 5 escapees, so the fastest 5 of you win. There will be a wonderful prize, so give it your all. Give it your all. Virgilia clapped her hands, urging them on. A prize? After facing each other at those words, the goats all rushed down the door at once, trying to get out, making the exit as packed as the Tuzai and the Yamanote rail lines in the morning. Each wanted to get out first, so none of them could get out. That's right. Like, this is just the story fucking Maria is telling us. Virgilia held her head in frustration. By that time, Cannon had managed to cut enough bars to make a crack that could be slipped through. It had been a bit of work for Kraus, large as he was. And Nanjo, with his lethal waste. Nanjo has too much junk in the trunk. Oh no. But even so, despite Nanjo's dumpy, they all managed to make it through. But after they did, they only had a couple seconds to be relieved. Immediately, another set of metal bars blocked the way in front of them. This certainly is secure. I bet they really didn't want the people in here to escape. Cannon, sorry, but I'll have to ask you again. It may be tough, but please. There was sweat on Cannon's forehead. You could tell at a glance that by cutting the metal bars, which had been made more solid by magic, had physically exhausted him. The Nanjo fat-ass truth nuke. Yes, leave it to me, Kraus-sama. Only you can do it. Please, we're counting on you. Only he could do it. Holding tightly onto those words, Cannon concentrated his mind once again and set himself to the task of cutting the metal bars again. Enemies are coming from behind, multiple targets. Yeah, this time even we can tell. The ground's really shaking. I can tell that some ridiculous monsters are rushing at us. Don't worry, I'll use a magic lock to make a blockade of the metal bars. What? Okay, we just came through. Mere goats won't be able to break it. Shannon held her hand out towards the metal bars. Is Shannon fucking Magneto now? But she stopped right away. What is it? Virgilia-sama has started neutralizing the spirit wave jamming. It'll be bad if it's broken, and we'll lose the initiative once the other Cheester sisters are rebooted. I'll make you pay in full for bullying these cute bunnies. If you're trying to gain the advantage of those clever spirit particles of yours, I'll tear all that away and rob you of them. Nei-sama, concentrate on the spirit wave jamming. The gap in the metal bars is too narrow for those goats. It should hold them back for a while. I hope these fuckers don't die. I just want them to get one fucking win. I have a feeling they're gonna die, but... because I almost feel like the plot can't continue if what these people know in reality and they meet with Batman. I think they're dead. I don't have a clue what you're saying, but we know it's something pretty bad. Kairi picked up a metal bar that Cannon had just cut. Kraus had no weapon, but he rubbed his fists, and the two of them glared into the depths of the underground passage where the shaking was coming from. I believe these are the final metal bars blocking the way. How far is it to the mansion from here? Quite a walk. Path is even, but I seem to remember walking for 30 minutes. I still think that's bullshit. This is a fat fucking lie. We all know at this point that Kuodorian is the fucking mansion. Don't hit me with that shit. And that he built this shit for Beatrice. So if we are all run out, it'll be half that time. They couldn't tell for sure, since they didn't have the three-sided mirror. But there was no guarantee that George and Jessica would still be right against demon opponents after all this time. Yeah, I am saying that. If we run at twice the speed of walking, it'll be 15 minutes. Yeah, I talked about it on my last stream. But the line that exists when we're introduced to Kuadorian... Hold up, I'm pulling it up on my notes. The line for when they describe Kuadorian is this one. In the forest of Rokonjima, a hidden mansion called Kuadorian exists. And I guess my processing behind that is that whenever they just... Yeah. Yeah, it's like they shared a conversation like this. So all we really know for certain is that Kinzo had that discussion with a person named Beatrice in 1967. But we'll see how far that gets me. Because we also know that Kinzo, like, walks around outside sometimes. So that's my evidence against that. If we run at twice the speed of walking, it'll be 15 minutes. I don't think Nanjo's running anywhere. And twice that speed would make it 8 minutes. And I guess the thing that makes me believe that... how they maintain the Kuador. Yeah. It just, it fits nicely for me. It's like I'm 80% certain thing. I'm like 80% certain. And like the line about like, from Kumasawa about getting chili in the garage shed, to me, there's almost like a parallel between that. Plus, we know that Kraus had like the island kind of searched around a bit back when they were trying to find the space to build the guest house, and they never found anything. Like, they never found another mansion. And that seems like that would be hard to hide when the bars to Kuadorian are described as being like 15 feet high. But I think that's all just bullshit. No problem. What an unreasonable calculation. That's how you calculate in a fire. Yeah, I don't think we're running at quintuple speed here. My sincere apologies, everyone. Please watch my back. Leave it to us. Cannon, you cut the bars as fast as you can. Shannon, you concentrate on jamming this witch called Virgilia or whatever. Kairi-san and I will defend against our pursuers. Weren't they able to get a weapon? Like anything that could be even used vaguely as a weapon? Then the roars of beasts rang out from the darkness, and several fiery, glowing, bright red eyes appeared. Goats that were several levels more massive than the guards were rushing with an incredible force. The tremors they created were almost like an earthquake. They brought a frightening intensity and terror, but Kyrie actually laughed with relief. How are they going to fight out of this? Those massive bodies wouldn't be able to go through the crack in the bars. The group of goats crashed into the metal bars, a fierce sound like that of a train colliding with a dead end. Clumps of dirt fell here and there from the ceiling, and you could tell that the metal bars had bent as if collapsing. Their charging power probably was on par with a train. If the metal bars hadn't been there, they would likely have overwhelmed the 5 of them and crushed them in an instant. When the group of the goats pressing up against the metal bars noticed the 5 people right in front of them, they let out a terrible howl, trying to intimidate the 5. Maybe that was out of pain in their game of push and shove. I think I need to think about the wolves and sheep puzzle a little more. Like how that's impacted me. FAA. Captain Kawabata, Kumasawa Sabakichi, Nanjo Masayuki, Professor Otsuki, Okonogi Tetsuro. Choose it to know. Then grabbed 2 of them with its massive arms and began bending them as though opening double doors. Kyrie sharply jabbed her metal pole at that goat's vitals. Oh, she used the metal poles from the... Oh, that's kind of smart. The goat let out a roar of anguish. It probably hurt a lot, but that was all. It wasn't enough to bring it down. Kraus-san. Whoa! Still holding the metal pole she had stuck out, Kyrie relinquished the opposite tip to Kraus. Kraus ran it there, all his might, jumped up and kicked down with all of his weight and kicking power combined. All of that destructive power was focused on a single pole, drilling it in. That's the noise that it made. Are you okay? Please don't rub the affected area. Shut the fuck up, Nacho. I'll prescribe some medicine later. Take care. As the goat who'd taken a pile bunker to its vitals writhed with teary eyes, it nodded its head. Looks like our link isn't that bad either. We won't lose to Shannon-chan and Cannon-kun. What the fuck did you do, Nanjo? Naturally, for a loving family like us. That is the biggest fucking lie this game has told us so far. This is the biggest fucking lie this game has told us. This is a loving family. This is not a loving family. The family hates each other. We could do it if we take them together. Next, that one on the right. Understood. You really are a good wife. That Rudolph must have grumbled a little too much. Oh, tell me about it later. Rudolph-san suddenly turning pale, and heaven won't do you any good, okay? Oh, back to this. Okay. The goats' massive bodies were buried in rose bushes. Holy, can you pick them all down? Even taking into account that a leg's power is 3 times that of an arm's, this strength surpassed common sense. To think that those massive bodies had been kicked in the chin and flown through the air, it was too fierce. Even George seemed a little surprised. To think that my kick works on monsters, too. There's a shock. It's because of your counterattack style barrier. The attacking power that grazes you is added on to your own. Yeah, I thought that was a little weird too, Sid, but I didn't say anything. Your kick has been supplemented by those monsters' superhuman strength. Oh. I don't really get it. But isn't that just perfect for me? No. No matter who attacks me, they should be prepared for a counterattack of equal measure. Non-aggressive defense. That does sound like aggressive defense, actually. That's my policy. How is that non-aggressive? George, are you even fucking thinking about what you're saying? That's why Gap couldn't easily touch him. Counterattack style barrier had no defensive power. However, because of its countering ability, it could be useful in defense by making the opponent hesitate to attack. The goats have been reading's hard. The goats have been foolish and so had attacked without worrying. But this second effect worked in full against Gap. These guys really are dull. When your power is even, it's always an advantage to have a smaller build. I would prefer to have like more wingspan so I could reach more. He lightly dodged the log-like arms. When those arms touched the barrier that protected George, they let off a strong red light. The tip of the counter-attacking foot would then gain the same sparkle, and the superhuman power of the goat added to its own. The second goat fell forward and floated in the air for a second. Then George's next roundhouse kick missed right over the falling goat's head. For an instant, the goat hoped it might get away with its life. No! A heel was dropped onto the back of its head, and it was forced to kiss the ground. Going from a high roundhouse kick into a neri chagi is pretty basic, right? Works pretty well every now and then. The de-Georging cut. This guy's a problem. Seriously, a problem. What do you mean, demons? What do you mean, witches? The rulers of Rokunjima are the Ashiramiya family. I'll make you physically aware of that. Yeah. The only way to finish off George, now that his body was wrapped up in a counterattack style barrier, was to deny him the chance of counterattack. Why do this, Ava Beatrice? Nothing to do but suck him into the abyss next, and kick and drop him, kick and drop him, kick and drop him, until she kicked him to death. But George had already completely seen through the faint warning signs that told of the appearance of Gap's pitfalls. If he could jump over that next pitfall, and this time, he'd probably pulverize Gap's head with his whirlwind-like kick without holding back in the slightest. Just as had been done to his parents. Okay. She was able to envision that scene vividly. Gap hated Kinzo more than ever for calling her out to this ridiculous island. Oh fuck yeah, back to Jessica. Even though Ronave had held out a shield, he had finally started using his hands. Without a more powerful shield, he won't be able to block Jessica's fists anymore. Holy shit, I have to be right back. Yeah, give me a couple minutes. This has been a very long fight scene. Ooh, we're back. Okay. And we hit that screen. We're all good. The enchantment on Jessica's fist grew more than the more she fought. The permeating upgrade had already grown several times. And those fists had also been given an impact upgrade, a piercing upgrade, and a speed upgrade, making them fists worthy to fight on par with a demon. What's wrong? Starting to get tired? You're getting all slow. No. Your movements and thoughts and kinetic vision have been rapidly enchanted. My movements have not changed from the beginning. Your movements are beginning to catch up to me. And you still won't fight back? This is my style. However, I cannot allow it to continue at this rate. It's about time for me to get serious and end this. Ronove's face turned into an expression he hadn't shown before. It was full of respect for Jessica in a truly demonic way. Because it was an expression he only showed for enemies who made him get serious. But, okay, because he got serious. Fuck you, Ronove. I hope she doesn't. I hope they don't die, but I think they're gonna die. I think everybody's gonna die. Whoa! What the? With a gesture of his whole body that you couldn't call elegant, Ronove held out a shield with all his strength. A shield the size and thickness of a wall. It was more tenacious than a simple shield. It literally was a wall. And on top of that, with all of Ronove's magical power, it pushed Jessica back, bit by bit. Did he plan on pushing her back against the wall and crushing her to death? Jessica tried to break through the wall with both fists, but it was solid. Without any exaggeration, it was solid. Yes, sir? I see you have your hand raised. Yeah, we can watch a video. Let me just...
Tired of sifting through...
And let me go to... where am I? Let's go to studio mode. And we'll go to internet stream, I think. Right? Is that the right input? Oh wait, no, I'm doing it wrong. It's screen capture, I believe. Here it is. And then I hit this button. Wow! Okay, let's watch the video. Was this from earlier? Oh yeah, this was during episode 3. Yeah.
だよな。こんなの見ちまったらもう言い逃れはできねえもんな。さあバトラー、
God, her VA is great.
聞かせてくれよ。
お嬢様、笑いに品がございませんよ。
おお、これはすまぬ。しかしわらわの責任ではないぞ。何しろバトラーにキューッと両目を固く閉じてキリキリギリギリ歯ぎしりするなんとも悔しそうなその表情を見せられると、
God, this was a great scene.
自然とわらわの口からこぼれてしまうものでな。
さあバトラ様、くじけずにテーブルへお戻りを。お嬢様はバトラ様の反撃を期待されておりますよ。
ふざけるな。何をどう反論すりゃいいってんだ。まずあの塔が地面から生えてきたあたりからもうめちゃくちゃだろうが。実は六軒島の地下に合体変形巨大ロボの秘密研究所でもあって、
There's a secret laboratory. It almost feels like there's a secret laboratory on
ボタン
Rokunjima.
一つでおかしな塔が生えてくるってのか。なあ、それならあのでけえ巨人どもはきっとロボットだぜ。あるいは悪の秘密結社のメカ怪獣かもな。わけわかんねえよ。俺に話しかけるんじゃねえ。うわー
ほらほらほらほら、泣くなよ。魔法でドッカンドッカン。そなたが望むのは好きだって砕くし、水星を雨のようにだって降らすさ。お前好みのムチムチ姉ちゃんで島を埋め尽くしてやってもいいんだぜ。
Oh my gosh.
さあさあ、ほらほらほら、わらわの出番は終わったぜ。受け手を刺せよ、反撃しろよ。できねえだろ。できねえのは船長も承知よ。お前こういうのダメだもんな。こういうファンタジー本当は大好きなんだもんな。知ってんだよ。今時こんなの巷にいくらでも溢れてるじゃねえか。漫画に小説、アニメに映画。
God, this is so
10
good.
代くらいのガキンチョたちがおかしな特殊能力いっぱい持ってて世界の命運かけてドッカンバッカンやるやつ。お前も大好きだもんな。知ってんだよ。隠すなよ。大好きじゃねえかよ。そのお前の大好きなやつがちょいと目の前で披露されただけじゃねえかよ。どうして漫画やアニメのそれは信じてくれるのにわらわのだけ信じてくれねえんだよ。
God, she's so good.
信じろよ、信
Ooh,
じろ
what
よ、
was that?
信じち
That
ま
guy
え
had a
よ。
little lighter on the screen.
反論なんかできねえさ。こうして見せられちまったんだからな。ほらほらほらほら、返事をしろよ。思考はいらねえ。素直にごめんなさいベアトリーチェ様って言やいいんだよ。ほらほら言ってみろ。
God, I've kind of been missing Beatrice, so this has like been a good break for
言
me.
ってみろよ。言えよ言えよ、恥ずかしがるなよ。
I think it's super interesting. Oh. I think it's super interesting what the plot has kind of done. And it feels like Beatrice has fallen out of the plot to make it seem more like that Kinzo could have done it. Like, what's going on here? Why hasn't Beatrice been in this so much? Okay, I gotta find my right shit here. Go back to live. Go to game capture. Umineko no Nakokoro ni. Okay, and yeah. And then I hit M. Is this what you call serious? No problem. I'll break right through it. I will not let you this time. That's right. This wall is somewhat different. Here, allow me to enchant it as well. When Rodove made a magic sign, almost like a ninja, the wall glowed red for just an instant, and some kind of ominous power dwelt within it. Jessica was able to recognize that almost immediately with her body. Every time her fists hit the wall, pain as though glass fragments had shattered, hit all over her body, rebounded against her. What's going on here? I upgraded it with attack reactive armor. So he gets the same upgrade that George got. That's interesting. An exceptional item that will decrease the force of your attacks by counterbalancing them. Which can even counter-attack with the reactive fragments. It's perfectly fine to keep punching it, but doing so will damage you as well. In short, it's an endurance test between me and your wall. No problem! Will you fall to your knees first, or be pushed into the wall first? Allow me to observe. Except I might break right through it and smash that whole wall along with your face, right? Watch it! You can do it, Jessica. You're him. You're him, Jessica. Without hesitation, Jessica punched using both fists. How do you can't really get a good punch doing that. You're supposed to use your hips and she's using both fists. I don't really think she's getting a lot of force. Each time she did, a large amount of shards scattered, torturing her entire body. Instantly, several red gashes appeared all over her. She grimaced at the intense agony, but her eyes were burning with fighting spirit, and her lips curved in a grin that stood in sharp contrast to the pain. Cannon, are you done yet? We're fine. But the metal bars blocking them don't seem to be. Just a little more. There's no stopping these guys. These metal bars might just break from them shoving each other. The group of goats made the metal bars creak. Several arms grabbed the bars, twisting them with superhuman strength. However, some bars were being pulled in opposite directions by different hands. Apparently, they really were stupid. The way those countless hands grabbed the metal bars sometimes happened to match up by chance. Several hands grasping two metal bars neatly put their power together and pulled the bars to the left and right. The incredible sound of metal bending could be heard, and that crack was getting larger bit by bit. They attacked the arms of those goats one by one, but they weren't getting anywhere. They couldn't stop the gap from spreading left and right. At that time, there was a loud metal sound behind them. Cannon had finally finished cutting. Quickly! Kairi-san, ladies first. You go next, Dr. Nanjo. Kraus-sama, please leave this place to me. This is... Cannon's red sword that had cut the metal bars disappeared. Sorry. We've entered Virgilia-sama's spirit particle area of influence. Our magic power has been neutralized. How dare you resist me this far? I, who was called a great witch, can no longer use your magic in that underground. You can no longer use your magic in that underground passage. A magic circle column drew in a complex magical formula with Virgilia at the center. With such genuine magic being used, Shannon's power couldn't even compete. On the contrary, it was surprising that she had withstood as long as she had. Spirit particles supremacy ensured. Come, Cheester sisters, it's your turn now, right? Wait, are you still rebooting? Why are kids these days so bad at waking up? My apologies. We're all different versions. Why do the shortcuts and pull-down menus get all screwed up every time you change versions, yeah? You did not shut down correctly last time. Administrator privileges? Computers. It's also 1986, so computers don't really exist at this point. Well, at least as we would know them, so this is really fucking confusing. What's going on? I don't know. However, if it was 1998, witches also don't exist. That's a moot point. Mickey, fix me quickly. Call the Imperial Guard's troubleshooting team. What? You can't help without a user code. 45 had the user code, yeah. Cute. I forgot it. It just sounds like 999 in Japanese to me. Have her write it on some paper. So she can't reinstall her IME, so she can't write characters, yeah? You take your time fixing yourselves. I'm going. Sorry! The narrow underground passage was packed with goats, truly like a commuter train in the morning. Virgilia was again shocked by this congestion. What are you doing? Huh? You want to go first because you want the prize? You're getting in each other's way because you don't want other goats to steal the prize from you? You stupid goats! I'm going, so make way! What? You don't want to? Virgilia-sama is trying to steal your prize? Why are you all standing arm in arm? Tight cramped. When did this become a goats-only car? They're in that clown car. They're in a clown car. You, that kid who just touched my butt. Get off the next station. Hmm? So I just had a total crackhead theory. I don't know how it entered my mind, but it did. I had a crackhead theory enter my mind. So you know how Kumasawa is always talking about mackerel? You know what mackerel is? A fish. Could it even be a sweet fish? I don't fucking know. But maybe Kumasawa found the Golden Land. I don't know. That's a game theory. Mackerel is not a sweet fish. Okay. Well, fish theory. It's not as good as Coven theory. It's not as sweet as Winchester theory. Dare I even dig up my first theory is that Kinzo is Battler. Coven theory is good. Because it works like the whole Mariage Sorcière thing. It's nice, but it lacks specifics. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Come this way, you say? The five in Krause's group dashed through the passageway with all their strength. They couldn't dawdle around in an underground place like this. They had to quickly join up to the children on the surface. If they could meet up, there would no longer... What the fuck is Kinzo doing? I guess Kinzo... Maybe... What the fuck? Yep. That's getting Free speech is dead. It does not die here. The auto mod will just pick up shit. The auto mod is anti-humor as fuck. I'm jerking my shit. Leave me alone, Chista sisters. I'm jerking my wiener. I've got lotion on my dick right now. I'm stroking my shit. That's Kinzo. At that time, a terrible rumble started chasing them. Their pursuers finally made it through the metal bars, but they couldn't see anyone when they turned around. However, that rumble in the dirt that fell here and there from the ceiling grew closer and closer. I've got gold on my shit. I'm summoning on my shit right now. I'll stop. Finally catching up with them, and even going past them, it felt almost like being chased by ghosts. For a second, they thought they'd gotten away, until the ceiling in front of them fell in, and a single goat stood in their path. Virgilia was sitting on its shoulder. These are big fucking goats. This track is fucking my ears up. This wise child knew a shortcut. What a good kid. You get first prize. Later, you can have some... Mackerel. Motherfucker. Maybe it really was happy about that dubious prize. The massive goat showed its joy by putting its hands together and writhing. Virgilia leapt down, laughing at this time. It was finally checkmate. Damn, it's no use. Our magic has been completely killed. Not yet. Even without magic, we still have these bodies. Don't be ridiculous. There's no way you could fight a monster like that without that strange power. I think, like, Witch Maria exists above the plot a little bit. And the whole thing about Coven Theory is like connecting like all these different women in the game to the theme of Beatrice. But it seems like Maria has like the closest connection to Beatrice out of all of them. Maybe. I don't know, maybe Ava too. There's no way you could fight a monster like that without that strange power. Kumasawa could have gave Maria the letter. Stay back, children. I'll do something about this, so escape past the sides of that monster while I distract him. It's a very fishy letter, dare I say. I won't let you. When Virgilia clapped her hands, a purple magic circle wall appeared behind her, stealing even the faint hope that Kraus might have had stealing even the faint hope that Kraus had been betting on. Is there nothing more to be done? No, not yet. It's time for me to be in this game. I've been out of this game for 120 hours, and it's time I be a character. I don't even have a voice. I must do so as well. Are you serious? It's not possible. Not against that massive monster. Don't be absurd. Kraus-san, let us think of another way. If you think of something, say it. Until then, it looks like I'll have to manage something. Come on, get back. Take care. I'm actually Kumasawa-san. My, Kraus. You intend to fight this child alone? You never know. In a fight, it's always possible to get in a lucky shot. You think you can win even with a fluke? Allow me to explain so that even one who's so blissfully unaware of his place can understand. What? If you were to wield 100% of your strength, your power level is at most like 6. In comparison, this child has a power level of 1,000. In short, even if there were 100 of you, you definitely couldn't win. Well, it's true that there are uncertain elements in a fight. Let us admit that your power level has a slight scaling factor to it. What's this 1? But even so, your chances of defeating this child are perhaps 0.00001%. 10, 1, 10, 100,000. 1 in 10,000. I just went to 2. It made like an elevator noise. I knew I fucking heard something. It's making an elevator noise. Do you understand? You don't even have 1 in 10,000 chance of victory. They're on the 3rd floor? Vigilia and the goat guffawed together. Damn it. If I've got a 1 in 10,000 chance, that means the payoff will be 10,000 times greater, right? A splendid dark horse. Seeing a ticket like that makes me want to buy it right away. I love gambling. But the coin to buy it is your life, and you've only one of those, yes? However, I can understand why you'd still want to entrust that miracle to fate. Therefore, I shall praise your courage for standing against us without fear, and give you a bit of a handicap. This child will fight only with his left arm. 5. What's it doing? Well, even so, I have absolutely no intention of losing you. Is it 6? 6, 7. Come to think of it, what's that bing bong noise I keep hearing? Very well. I'll take that challenge. Whether it uses its left or not, I'm sure I'd be killed with a single strike. I also have only a single chance at a strike. I could only bet everything on that. That's absurd, Kraus-san. I know you do boxing, but wasn't that as far back as your college days? No, even if you were a pro boxer, there's no way you could defeat a monster like that with one strike. Mike Tyson, Ushira Miya. That would be true if it were a match in the ring. While Kraus Nissan's chance to bet on this hope is fate, it does exist. And it perfectly works within the themes of the game. He's betting everything on that hope. You aren't saying, but there's no way that would work out. Kraus-sama, watch me. I'll settle this with a single strike. Oh, how shallow. I know what you're after. The distance between the two of them is more than 10 meters. If the goat and Kraus both stepped in with all their strength to settle the fight with a single blow, their power will be double than what is normal. Both will crash together. So it's a relative 4 times normal. This game is so, like... This game is very particular about numbers. Like, all the time. Very descriptive about numbers. Like, you guys remember the fight scene with, Virgilia and Beatrice? In, like, Beatrice shot, like, all those arrows and it, like, went into super deep detail about how these arrows were splitting and splitting and splitting and splitting and splitting. Like, this game is just super duper specific with numbers. Even if, on top of that, the strike lands on a weak point for a critical hit, that will only double the power again. In short, Kraus's maximum power level of 6 times 8 would be 48 at the most. He might or might not be able to win if he repeated that lucky shot after a full 20 times. If you're killed every time you take a hit and your damage still accumulates. Let's see, perhaps you might finally win when we get to episode 24. Yes? If only this series could stretch on so long. Why are we breaking the fourth wall? Either way, we don't have a slight chance at victory. Seven. Hey, seriously, what's that bing bong sound? Do the others not hear it? Does only Virgilia hear it? Let me bet everything on a single strike. You have no reason to hold back either. Goat-kun. Come at me seriously. Huh. He's requesting that you go all out. Smash him with a single serious strike and turn him into chunks of meat. As the goat got excited, it beat its chest over and over and took a position as though preparing for a sprint. Is this what you wanted? Bet your hopes on the greatest limits of your power and despair when you... That gets you nowhere. Whose voice is this? Virgilia's? 8. It rang again! What the heck? It's really starting to get on my nerves. What does this mean? Here I go. Ready? The goat howled in response. Then, a matched timing that only the men confronting each other could comprehend, the two leapt forward like bullets shot out of a gun. Like bullets shot out of a gun? That's very, very specific. The men howled, collecting the strength from all over their bodies into one arm each. The goat's fiery, glowing eyes clearly locked onto Krause's face. He's gonna hit it in the dick. That's how he's gonna win. He's gonna hit this goat in the dick. He could perfectly see a vision of when he wanted to step forwards. When he wanted to punch through Krause and blow him away. And when he would win perfectly. 9. The long, painful days up to that point drifted through the goat's mind. 10. He's gonna eat me! The long, painful days up to that point drifted through the goat's mind. Those painful days of training when his senpais had looked on him. 11. Why does this goat have a character all of a sudden? Go ahead and leave this to me. Senpai? Those faint glimpses of the warm concern his senpais felt for him. Why are we getting goat characterization? I mean, why doesn't it fit on the screen correctly? Sorry to keep you guys waiting. You guys, what are you doing here? Those fake glimpses of the warm concern his senpais felt for him, and the joy of that day his power had been acknowledged, when he had been accepted as one of the comrades. 13. Is it gonna go to 18? I never showed proper respect to my parents. That's right. I didn't plan to wash my hands of this business when this job was over and return to my hometown. 15. I'm sorry, little goat sister. Your Oni-chan always caused you so much trouble. What the fuck does any of this mean? 16? I actually have a childhood friend, and I'm gonna marry her when I get home. 19? We went from 16 to 19. No! Stop tripping all those loser flags! You can't handle that punch. Dodge it. Damn, is that goat just a massive loser? It happened this instant before the two crashed and their punches crossed. You fool, Virgilia. It looks like you failed to make a calm and rational decision. You mustn't take that punch. Knock it aside. The very instant the goat's left straight and Krause's right straight cross. The goat obeyed Virgilia's orders with a super fast reflexes and pulled his straight back, repelling Krause's punch. Loser flags? No, I don't know what they mean. That's right. Virgilia's decision probably had been wise. After all, the number of loser flags amplifies the power of one's opponent. That was close. What the fuck is a loser flag? Is that just something we're making up right now? If you had taken that punch after tripping so many loser flags, imagine just how great a force it would have been amplified to. Come on. From there, smash the completely open right side of his face with a right straight. Oh, it's just like a... It really is just the fiction trope of giving the goon a goofy backstory just so you can get his ass whooped. What? That promise about fighting only with your left arm? Our promise is made to be broken. Yeah, that was really freaking cheesy. That's an extra point. Tripped another one. Stop tripping the fucking auto mod. Oh my god. I'm disappointed, Virgilia. You really have lost your composure. What's that? How was I not composed by noticing beforehand and making him avoid it? Why is that, Kairi-sama? If they had crashed like that, wouldn't it have been Krause's? Ah, I see. This goat's a massive fucking loser. And Virgilia's cringe. Even with 20 loser flags. It's not enough. Krause and the goat's double rush made for ×4. With a miracle as an ally, the firm promise of a critical hit doubled it again for ×8. On top of that, there was the amplification of ×20, equal to the number of loser flags, making it ×160. At a glance, that was an incredible amplification, but even so, Krause's power level was 6. Oh, it's only gets him to 960. Just barely below the GOAT's 1000. We're literally just doing Dragon Ball with fucking power levels right now. That's why I said you weren't composed. It's your blunder. If they had crashed like that, you would have won. Even if that were so, it all comes to the same thing if this right straight smashes Krause's head. Die, Ushiramiya Krause. Ding. Take this. The strongest strike of the boxing world. After repelling Krause's right straight, the GOAT's right straight attacked the right side of Krause's face, which had been left open. But there, it crossed Krause's left straight. I really want them to lose this fight just because the GOAT and Virgilia are dumb and cringe. But 2 punches crossed, and time stopped as each aimed for the face of the other. Ha! Ha ha ha! To think that it would be timed for a simultaneous strike. But his power level stops at ×160, making it 960. It doesn't reach up to my child's 1000. What if Kumasawa's children helped her? No. Virgilia-san, it's your loss. Why? You made him repel the first cross counter. Certainly, if no right straight after that were to hit Kraus-san. Oh, that's true. They never used the money. Yeah, that would make sense. She would have been like, and here's how you go and deposit the check. Kraus-san would be in pieces. However, that was crossed. That's no good. Sorry, but this is a complete loss for you and this goat. A cross counter has 4 times the destructive power of a normal punch. This is common knowledge in the boxing world. And if it's blocked in the right straight hits, then it's a double cross counter with 8 times the destructive power. This is also common knowledge in the boxing world. And if that is crossed, then by the principle of leverage, the triple cross would multiply the destructive power by 12. This is literally Baki the Grappler. This is also painfully common knowledge in the boxing world. It's even written in the Minmei Shobu book. Kraus-san's power level is at 6. The rushing from both sides is ×4. Yeah, this game is just having fun with itself right now. The critical hit is ×8. And ×160 for tripping too many loser flags. ×12 again for the triple cross counter. ×1920. His power level is 11,520. Kraus's punch now had the power to easily win the first Tenkaichi Budokai. Fuck, I love those games as a kid. Dragon Ball Z, Tenkaichi Budokai. I had 2 and 3. Oh, they were so fucking fun. I had them on the Wii. This result was brought about by Kraus-san's persistence in not giving up on victory until the end. And your pride. Without either, the strength would not exist. You've fought well. You may now fall. Nanjo clapped the goat on the shoulder. Your Oni-chan gave it his all. As the sparkling drops from the goat's eyes scattered, he bent backwards and fell on Virgilia. Evie, get off me! The goat's massive body was too heavy for the slender Virgilia. She wriggled about on top of her, but it didn't look like she'd be able to escape. In that instant, the barrier that Virgilia had sealed broke. What the fuck does this mean? I thought they were all gonna die. What are the ramifications of this? I feel like I'm about to learn a little more about Kuadorian. Don't take it personally. It was the principle of leverage that led to your defeat. You know what also leverage can do? Open prison bars. They said that at the beginning of this. Leverage is what you use to open a prison bar. I wonder how the principle of leverage applied to that counter. It's an eternal mystery. Let's escape while we can. You take care too, Goat-san. Well, then excuse us, Virgilia-sama. Wait! Wait up! Get this off me! Cap. That is true, Eric. After that, there was nothing to block their way. They ran intently through the underground passage. Jessica had finally been cornered, with the wall at her back. Ronove advanced with his magic circle wall bit by bit, would probably crush her against the other wall eventually. I want to go back to the other perspective. Considering the distance, she threw out her fists. This would be her final strike. Come on, Jessica. Fucking pull it together. I know you can do it. Jessica had dealt out many punches so far. The wall wasn't invincible. It had already started to crack, and it wouldn't be strange for it to smash at any moment. However, due to the rebounding damage, Jessica also had cuts all over her body and was worn out. Please put a stop to this. I don't intend to crush you. It's up to the master to decide how to deal with you. However, I also intend to congratulate you especially for your good fight. Quit fucking around. Not yet. It isn't over yet. You have wounds all over your body. All you can manage is to stand, is it not? It seems you plan on putting all your strength into this final strike. However, that final strike will be fatal for you. The damage reflected by Ronove's magic circle was proportional to the strength of the attack. Jessica's all-out punch would be bounced back onto her. The more all-out she went, the more suicidal it would be for Jessica. I get it. You know that. I'm warning you. Stop this, now. This is for your own good. Stop bluffing. Your wall is already about to break, right? I could tell by the feel of punching it after punching it so much, okay? That was a fact. Ronove's wall was already on the verge of breaking. And on top of that, Jessica's fists had been imbued with an unimaginable magical attack power by now, and their destructive strength defied the imagination. In the worst case, that destructive power might even pierce the defensive wall, smash Ronove as well, and create an expansion connecting this room to the next. That feels like an important line. However, that magic damage would abound on Jessica as well. She wouldn't escape unharmed. I will say it just one more time. Stop. I say this out of consideration for you. Shut the fuck up. Prepare yourself. Jessica howled, putting all the strength of her greatest and final destructive power into her fist. She roared. The three goats had been beaten down long ago. Without straining to break in the slightest, George cautiously closed the distance between him and Gap. He was after her. He was planning on bringing her down with a single strike. Gap was also aiming for a single strike. If she let that chance slide, she would be killed this time. Aren't you going to use your pitfalls? Even the tiny opening during the time it took to open the hole would prove fatal with George as an opponent right now. Gap cautiously calculated the distance by timing, and even as she did, George closed the gap between them. If you won't come, I will. Go ahead. There's no point in cheap tricks anymore. I'll settle it with this kick of mine. For an instant, she thought George's body blurred, and then only his jacket was floating in the air. The moment she thought, darkness covered Gap, George, with his heel swung up high, was attacking from the sky like a massive dragon. It worked. This is my victory, Ushiramiya George. What? Gap opened a vast pitfall with her in the center, swallowing up George along with herself. The two were swallowed up by the pitfall and spat out from the ceiling of the arbor. But that was what Gap had been after, so she landed lightly. However, there was another pitfall in George's landing spot. Gotcha, Shiramiya George. It was fun, so die. The Shiramiya family headship would be wasted on the likes of you. So I'll finish you right here, right now. George once again fell from the ceiling of the arbor. He had probably been dropped the same distance as falling off the roof of a 2-story building. In the sky, he couldn't control his posture in any way. It was impossible to resist or defend or avoid. As Gap spun like a whirlwind, she concentrated all of her energy on the sharp tip of her stiletto heel. This was the final strike, to perform his requiem. The final strike of the queen bee that would bore into heaven, knocking him down into the true abyss. Welcome to the abyss. Darkness rides. This is the end of the line for you. She closed in on her prey and stuck her foot up into the sky. At that time, she saw George's face. Even though he was in midair, he was calmly adjusting his... Fuck you, George. A middle finger of his right... Oh, he's giving her the finger. He's giving her the finger with his fucking glasses. And his posture was still persevered as to that of an axe kick. Without the faintest deviation, he aimed for Gap's forehead. I've already hypothesized that the move would come up. He thinks he's Mr. Bitches. What? If I jumped to make the person on the ground taste my heel, my posture would have collapsed long ago. However, my posture hasn't collapsed in the slightest. Do you know why? You don't mean from the very beginning? I aim to make a person 2 stories below me taste my heel. It's your loss, miss. Ding dong. Fucking George caught loser points. Let's fucking go. What? Take this. The final strongest punch that Jessica had raised reached the wall and was sucked in. It was sucked into a black, large hole that had already opened on... Oh, this was... Okay, I was really worried about these two having to fight each other. About George and Jessica fighting each other. And I kind of thought that's where it was going whenever Ronove summoned that same anti-magic shield, but... Oh, these two are gonna kill each other. Well, I did tell you to stop. This is... Actually, I wasn't even close to being in a pinch. Sorry. Jessica's fist had gone for George's stomach, and George's axe kick landed on Jessica's head. The shocking destructive power imbued in Jessica's fist crushed George's organs and scattered his abdomen. The same destructive power George's axe kick smashed half of... Oh. Oh, that's where I thought this was going whenever... Oh, fuck. Damn it, these two just killed each other. Idiots. Didn't I tell you about a witch's acting prowess? Hey, Beato. What do you think? Were you watching? Not bad, just as planned. You really do get it, Gap. Woohoo! Beato and Gap casually high-fived each other. Ah. What? Thanks, Ronove. Thanks for the gift. I'll return Jessica's corpse. Separate the corpses of the two who are close. Does this mean the second twilight is over? Gap dropped Jessica's corpse through a pitfall. All the chunks were thrown into Jessica's room. As carelessly as throwing something into the trash. Oh my fucking god, I hate that I'm reading this. Jessica's corpse and lumps of flesh fell from the ceiling and poured out all over her room. Ronove shook his head slightly at this gruesome change of scenery. My apologies, Jessica-sama. I did warn you. However, the true art of us demons, that is, foreseeing this conclusion and giving you advice I knew you wouldn't listen to, really isn't something a human could understand. It really was fun, kid. But you play with words a bit too much. Maybe it's about time I started fighting back. Really the best you've got? Are you trying to be someone from like a light novel or something? I love how fucking George gets a cringe point. And that's actually why they lost. Is that George dropped the ball by being fucking cringe. In the arbor, brutally decorated by George's and Jessica's scattered blood and guts, Gap enjoyed a loud laugh for a while. But she quickly realized that, in all seriousness, this was a little too filthy and undignified, and she snapped her fingers. As she did, a cloud of gold butterflies rose up around her, tucked the bits in the bloodstains and dropped them. Then George's corpse returned bit by bit, and we're going to see what actually killed George. And the brutal corpse with its guts torn out was repaired into a clean corpse that looked like it was sleeping. Was this some act of sportsmanship towards a dead rival? The heavens were split, because Gap had lifted her leg high, pointing at the sky. See, lover boy, this is game over for real. Splat. Without a trace of mercy, that foot stepped down and was buried into George's forehead. A stiletto heel that was sharp as a weapon pierced George's forehead. With a bloop, it was pulled out. It was like a mark proving that Gap certainly had finished him by her own hand. Ronove also returned Jessica's corpse to its original form, And, unlike how it had been with George, he restored Jessica's life. What in the world is this? A dream? No, that is wrong. You certainly did pass away, Jessica-sama. You should be well aware of the memory of your final moments. Jessica's mind was burning. For some reason, she remembered being thrown somewhere, having George's heel smash her head. Am I alive? No, you were dead. With my magic, that will only be postponed for a scant 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, the magic will end and you will return to it being a tragic corpse with half of its head crushed. What'd you say? Man, the second these guys stopped watching them, it went to shit. If Shannon and Cannon and the rest of those chuckle fucks had just stayed watching these two, I think they would have won. Death is brutal. In most cases, you aren't even given time to ready your heart. But to praise you for fighting so bravely, I've decided to give you this time. Perhaps you should sort out your regrets from this world in those 3 minutes. I can also decide to take you along with me during those 3 minutes. But the power that had burned through Jessica's body until a second ago had been completely lost. Jessica was unaware of that herself. She was already dead. And that is all for me, if you would excuse me. It was fun, Jessica-sama. Ronove turned his form into a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. All that remained was the sound of the wind and rain, and the figure of Jessica as she crouched down, leaning against the wall. Jessica could tell. She probably really would refer to the corpse she had been after 3 minutes. Jump out a window? I don't fucking know. Give Battler a call? Hey, Battler, this shit's fucked up. Don't do it. Bye. Ching. She stood up and, with a shaky gait, took the phone that was on the desk. I was right. Hello? Is that Jessica? I was. Jessica! What is it? Are you okay? They got me. Are you okay? Did you get injured? I'll come to save you right now. No, it's already too late. I'm already dead, or so I hear. By the time you got here, Battler, I'd be a corpse with half its head split open. That damn geezer! Wait here, I'm coming right now. Listen to me, Battler. Listen closely, okay? They were killed by Goda and Kumasawa. Goda's Gap, Kumasawa's Virgilia. Except maybe by what we've been told, the rest of the other 6 were able to maybe defeat or apprehend Kumasawa in some way. Goda's Gap, Kumasawa's Virgilia. Genji is Ronove. Fuck, double identities is so fucked up. So who's fucking Beatrice? were evasive about the time the six in the dining hall got killed. Neither does Kumasawa. And the connection between her and Virgilia is a lot stronger. I mean, I haven't been able to like connect Goda and Gap at all, really, except pretty much this line. Why does Goda have fat honkers? Fuck. Goda's big naturals. Goda's wearing that fucking Mega Milk shirt. He's got that shit on. Why Goda and Kumasawa-san were evasive about the time the six in the dining hall got killed. They gave those fuckers the key to get out. Oh, and then what Beatrice is gonna argue is because the lock couldn't be opened from the front. That's what Beatrice is gonna argue. Beatrice is gonna argue that because Goda and Kumasawa were locked away in the garden shed, that they could not have committed those murders. That's what she's gonna argue. 100%. All it would take is for Kinzo to go there, freaking open the door, because they already know they were there. Kinzo could have just opened the door for them. Goda is just a total slut. Full stop. Aren't human. What? What are you talking about? I saw it, so what am I supposed to do? Those guys warp and set up barriers and do whatever they want, okay? Those guys. It's like some kind of manga, an anime. Hell, we seriously can't keep up. In the beginning, fighting was useless. They really aren't opponents that you'll be able to fight with. That hat stand. Spear you're so proud of. Why didn't any of these guys just take weapons with them? A lot of this could be explained with the whole family just being on drugs. If you explain this with the whole family just being really, really on drugs, then anything could happen, really. I mean, Kyrie was talking about it earlier, but... A line of blood dripped down from Jessica's forehead. George Nissan's done for, too. That was an instant death. Goda loves drag. The next test is yours, Battler. I wonder if your test will go the same way as ours. Be careful and don't misunderstand. You mean about the test? No. Don't misunderstand. We'll go voice acting for a bit. Oh wait, well soon? Okay, let me know when. misunderstand and assume that your enemy's human before the next phone call. Okay. The enemy isn't human. They're demons that can freely wield a terrifying magic. No matter what, don't get the wrong idea about that. This is like all magical propaganda coming from Beatrice's mouth. This is all disproven by Coven theory shit. This is all disproven from Coven theory. I want to hear George speak, because I don't trust... This game does not want me to trust women. It really doesn't want me to trust any woman, ever. Don't trust her, don't trust her, don't trust her, don't trust her, just because she's mean. Don't trust her, because she arguably set this whole shit going. At least up to a small degree. Definitely don't trust this one. This one's like the most obvious don't trust. This game's just all about sticking with your bros. Don't trust women. They're actually a secret murder coven that's gonna kill everybody. For fun. You're right. We also don't know like the nature of what Jessica's saying this shit is. That's another way to take it. Be careful. A line of blood dripped down from Jessica's mouth as well. The left half of her head started hurting. And also, we haven't been... The other thing that's interesting is that we haven't been given proof that any of these people are dead yet. Because Battler hasn't seen the bodies. And as I've said before, and I think I said this a couple streams ago, it's like whenever these people are killed, they're made red. And it's just like the red truth confirming their death in a way. But now, the way this has been going, and I doubt we'll see any corpses this episode. Especially with the shit that's going on with the Winchester theory holes and shit. So basically, what Beatrice is doing and what she's trying to make it difficult for us is that she's gonna make it so we have to suspect all of these fuckers. I don't remember what the text said, Eric. That was like 80 hours ago, and I really don't remember what it said. I think I remember Beatrice's actually. Beatrice's said, "You think you can kill me like this?" It was something like that. It was a cool little Easter egg. I don't even remember Beatrice's first scene. I mean, I'm so deep into this game, I don't even remember the first time I saw Beatrice. Are there gonna be yellow truths? Do I have yellow truths on the table coming? Because I'm just thinking here for a second. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it is pretty funny that I guessed that. Man, I'm making some fucking connections tonight. This is a good connection to make. It's not that big of a deal? Okay. I just think I'm starting to put some more shit together. The left half of her head started hurting. Jessica realized that she was about to return to the corpse she had been. When 13 people die, the Golden Witch will revive. 6 were killed, including Mom. You never saw them. That's bullshit. You never saw them. That's the first Twilight. Then George Nissan and I were killed for the second Twilight. So once 5 more people are killed, the ceremony will be complete, and the witch will revive. I hope Dad and the rest are safe. If they aren't, the one to test you might be the resurrected Beatrice herself. Reality Beatrice would be fucking wild. I would shit my pants. Battler already didn't understand what Jessica was saying. But from her tone, he realized that she was about to die. Because Story Battler and Beatrice have never met. Wait, they have. At the end of episode 2, they met. Never mind, I take that back. But also, Battler was really not in the right mood there. He was literally getting walked like a dog. But he realized that she knew she was about to die. Battler was also really drunk. I'm pretty sure he was, like, chugging liquor. So even though he didn't answer the situation, he urged her to give it her all. The way this story goes on longer and I just start to like forget little things. I said this before, and that's really why I should just freaking sit down and reread a little bit, because I probably could glance a couple more things. I'm already dead. See ya. It looks like it's time. Good luck on your test. Hope you can become the head. Dead. Jessica? Jessica! Hey, answer me! Jessica! Battler's sorrowful voice could be heard from the dangling receiver. That's fucked up. As she leaned against the wall in that corner, crouched down, Jessica's head had been half smashed. I wonder where they're gonna make Battler take his test. Maybe he's gonna go to Kuodorian. Unless the mansion is Kuodorian. This place is... Is this a well? Where is this? Kyrie stuck her face out of the well, and then Kraus showed himself too. And he realized that they could see the back of the mansion from beyond the grove of trees. Kraus knew more or less where they were. To think that here, in a certain well, there had been a hidden underground passage, which led to a hidden mansion. Maybe I don't fucking know. This really is tough on this old body. I usually kept up a different spot with real stairs. You just unlock it. I'll ask you to tell me about the layout of this place in detail later, Dr. Nanjo. Why the fuck is Nanjo not told anybody about this shit? I fucking hate Dr. Nanjo. I don't trust Dr. Nanjo. I've never have. I never fucking will. Shannon, are you okay? Grab hold. I'm fine. Cannon-kun, quickly. Cannon climbed up a ladder out of the shaft that was disguised as a well. It was probably quite deep. I'm also not taking this as gospel yet. When he looked down for the first time, he realized how far he'd come up. Firing. No, fuck. I don't think all these people have to die, though, right? Oh, shit. I don't have the witch's epitaph here. Let me get up on my notes. I have to count how many are going to die. Wait, did I count that right? I can't count. Fuck. Gouge the head, chest, stomach, knee, leg. So 5 people might die here. Who might those 5 be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it adds up. Fuck. Fuck, it adds up. Oh, these guys are all fucking dead. Still, what the fuck? Me firing. I'm fucking so upset. I'm so fucking upset. Bang! As Cannon was about to crawl out of the well, a hole the size of a basketball opened in his chest. Oh my fucking god. Everyone there looked through the hole in Cannon's chest to the scenery beyond. Cannon-kun! How the fuck did he even speak with a fucking hole in his chest? Cannon slumped backwards. Oh, he fell down the well? That sucks ass. Everyone, run! The Cheester sisters! They've locked on. We can't avoid them. Run! But at least one of us remains. Scatter, scatter! That time, Kraus, Kairi, and Nanjo certainly saw a golden curved line appear from the well and sow itself through the side of Shannon's head. Oh god. Shannon! Her head had been pierced. Gouged the chest, gouged the head. The 3 of them witnessed it perfectly until the... All these magic scenes in this chapter that was before and other, Battler know they are true. Battler only gets the exact lines of dialogue in all the phone calls he gets. This could all be like a story or something about how the Ushirani is as a loving family defeats evil. This people understand like Battler. It seems like there's... Well, of course Battler's being lied to. Yeah. Battler's lying to us, or Battler's getting lied to because we're seeing this shit. Well, because and. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Shannon fell to her knees, blood gushing from both sides of her head. Wait, I skipped a line. And flopped to the ground. Whoa! They're after us! Run! We'll be killed! Run, 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 run! As Nanjo doubled over in shock, stunned by how Shannon had died, the Cheester sister did not allow for him to escape. Fuck. This isn't mathing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold up, I have to bake this shit. I'm sorry, guys. Off of the 6 chosen by the keys, the 6 chosen were 1. Oh, wait, these 2 got away. I forgot to take them into account. Oh, wait, I forgot Rosa. Rosa's the one I missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these 5 are gonna die. I can't. I'm really bad at. Oh my god, my brain doesn't work good for this shit. So who are the 5 that are remaining? Oh, Kumasawa and Goda. They're still alive. That's what I'm so bad at this shit, I swear to God. And so Nanjo passed away. Good morning. What the? Why? Where's the enemy coming from? We're being sniped. I don't know where from, but they honed in on us perfectly. Let's escape into the mansion. Block their field of vision, unless they're shooting from the mansion. The 2 dashed towards the back door of the mansion. Then, right as Kraus was about to shut the door behind him, a golden curved line appeared for the 4th time, piercing Kraus from the back of his head to his forehead and smashing that forehead. Ugh. Eek. Kraus's body leaned over, fell down, and drew a neat radial pattern with the insides of his head. Oh, I don't want to watch Kairi die. Kairi ran wildly through the hallway, flew into some room, and locked the door. Even so, she wasn't remotely convinced that this had saved her life. She probably would die soon. This was apparently one of the guest rooms. At that moment, Kairi's eyes fell on the phone on the side table. Hold up, I'm gonna go pee, and then I'm gonna turn on the voice acting, because I feel like this is the scene you were talking to me about. So, give me like 2 minutes. And pause. And mute my mic. Kakach, my last stream was on Thursday. Okay, I was just I was just talking with my mic muted. So my last stream was on Thursday. I don't get this shit at all. I don't want it to be regular. I just want a regular editor. Okay, thank you, Streamlabs. I don't understand you. After hanging up... Oh, wait. Fuck, it's still there. There we go. Much better. After hanging up a call from Jessica, Battler had been about to dash out. In that instant, the phone rang again. Ugh, that makes me anxious. Mushy mush! Maybe, I don't know.
Kirie-san?
Kiri?
はい、バトラー君。ラッキーだったわ。
Oh, next phone call? I got lucky. I managed to escape the dungeon somehow. I really did have luck on my side. Where are you? Is everyone okay? Over here it looks like Jessica and George Aniki are... Listen, I probably won't be alive for long. I did put, like, Kakouch, the last thing we did last stream was, like, I started reading through the fight scene, and then we finished it. At that time, right after she thought the keyhole of the door might have shown gold, a gold curved line drawing a helix, no, a golden sewing thread penetrated it there at an incredible speed and bored a hole in the floor by Kairi's feet. No, that's unusual. The enemy, who sniped the other before one after another with extraordinary skill, apparently really does have trouble shooting me between the eyes with a single shot while I'm holed up in this room. But the next strike will probably hit. At this point, Kairi finally remembered the first massive killing in the dining hall. That's right. This is what killed Rodolph and the rest, all 6 of them. Listen, Battler-kun. I'm going to tell you everything exactly as I saw it. I'm sure you'll think there's something wrong with my head. Yes, it's okay for you to think that. Even I haven't sorted out what I saw. Today, after you all returned to the guest house, the family conference began in the dining hall. And I'll tell you everything that happened next. Listen until the end without butting in. The call might be suddenly cut off partway through. If it does, at that time I'll be dead. Kairi-san. Then Kairi spoke. About Kinzo appearing and the family conference starting. About the 6 being killed and the 5 of them being confined. About how she had escaped somehow and ran away to where she was now. And how everyone had finally been killed. But notice, like, we're creating a closed room again. I don't think I'll be able to break the closed rooms. Even, like, I don't think no matter how much of this plot I figure out for now, like, breaking the closed rooms is just something that isn't in my wheelhouse. She even spoke about how everyone except her had been killed, and how she had observed the moments of all their deaths. And how, even now, someone was trying to kill her. Actually, even while we've been talking, I've been attacked 3 times. Something like a strange gold thread keeps flying through the keyhole, spinning around and aiming for me. First it was by my feet, next it was close to my shoulders. Just now it grazed my ear. Its aim is getting more and more accurate. Looks like it'll go right through between my eyes pretty soon. Run, Kairi-san! Run away! Where to? There's only one truth you really need to arrive at to solve everything. And that truth is fucking Beatrice. I've run this far. Shut myself into a room and even locked the door, right? Now that I'm still being pursued, just where should I hide? Hey. Kairi-san. Hey, Battler-kun. Are Jessica and George-kun still alive? Not long ago, I got a phone call from Jessica. It kind of sounded like they were done for. What is Battler's test gonna be? This whole game has been Battler's fucking test, I swear to God. Thought so. Yeah, when we were being killed one after another, I kind of had a premonition. I thought that perhaps the second twilight had been finished in the ceremony of killing 13 people before our twilights had been reached. In short, when I die, that's 13 people. This way, the ceremony's complete. The Golden Witch, Beatrice, will resurrect. I wonder what in the world will happen. This island filled with demons and witches and swarming with goat monsters. I wonder just what will happen. When even the leader of them all, the Golden Witch, appears. By now, I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. Kairi-san's voice had completely given up on her own life. But because Battler understood that, he couldn't stop the tears. There's just one thing I can advise you on. Yeah? If a demon or a witch does appear in front of you, yeah? There's no need whatsoever to doubt whether it's real or not. Understand that it is what it seems to be. You might think that there must be some trick, that there's some true nature hidden behind it. If you have time to think of something like that, be much more constructive to plan out how not to damage the mood of... Much more challenging. Reading is hard. Fuck! If you have the time to think of something like that, be much more constructive to plan out how not to damage the mood of whatever you're facing. Even mistakenly. You must not say, in that case, try showing me magic. Because to prove that, they'll probably use an even crueler way than before. To show you. I can't believe it. Even if I hear something like that coming from your mouth, I can't believe it. I understand. I understand why you can't believe. So, that's why I can give this advice. believe. Don't fucking believe. This is Beatrice propaganda. This is total Beatrice propaganda. You're telling me to believe in Beatrice and demons and witches and monsters? Even after being shown things not of this world so clearly? I think we still weren't able to believe any of it. I'm still like that now. The true form of this thing that keeps attacking me, trying to shoot my forehead, is something I don't understand. And I can't believe it. So, I want you alone to believe, to understand, to accept the existence of what we couldn't accept. If you do that for me, our deaths won't be wasted. It'll also have been worth for me to make this phone call. Hey, Risan? I'm still okay. It scratched me, but it missed again. Looks like I probably won't get another chance. Thank you. And goodbye, Battler-kun. I treated you coldly, sometimes because you were Sumu-san's son. Forgive me for those days. What do you mean, forgive you? Right now, you're a mother to me, Kairi-san. I felt as though I'd heard an incredible sound at the other end of the receiver. Then, a noisy clacking sound. As though the receiver had fallen to the floor. Kairi-san? Kairi-san! Ah! That's so good. Kairi-san did not answer through the phone. Again. Umineko no Naku Koro ni. Rondo, the Witch of Reasoning. Gun click. Quarter to midnight. Okay. I don't know why you're mad, Battler. You don't? I took a Benadryl and it's killing me. Everyone was killed. That damn geezer. He was saying something crazy about Beatrice's resurrection ceremony or whatever. So by now, 13 people have been offered as sacrifices. Benadryl is a antihistamine that's used to treat allergies. And if you take enough, you'll see demons. So Sid Salander, the demon that surrounds Benadryl is called the Hat Man. And people think that if you take enough drug, you'll see the Hat Man, which is this guy that just wears a hat. He's like black. It can also put you to sleep. But it's like a delirium. So that's why it makes you like hallucinate shit. So by now, 13 people have been offered as sacrifices. And it's already time for Beatrice to revive, right? Sure, that sounds great. I'll find Beatrice too and kill them both. We survived the ceremony, so we'll receive an invitation to the Golden Land from Beatrice. Over there, all wishes will be granted. If having your family killed is painful, then you just have to resurrect them. The Golden Land is the main menu. Because you can do that in the main menu. That's what I plan to do. I'll revive the really nice real mama. The one that isn't possessed by the Black Witch. So Mama will always be with me. There won't be any more overtime or working on days off. She'll always be with me. Think only of me. And she'll always fight against fearsome enemies for my sake. But like the end of episode 2. Does Maria also remember the episodes? Or did she imagine them? There's something wrong with you. Why are you saying something so incomprehensible in a situation like this? Didn't Kairi just tell you, Battler? Didn't she tell you to believe in the witch? Fuck. This is no time getting an argument with you over something like this. Now, there are no hostages or anything, anyone left alive. This weird, shitty ceremony game is already over. Let me do what I want now. Someone might still be alive, or someone might be hiding. I'll search everywhere, find them, and beat the shit out of them. In a rage, Battler grabbed his hat stand spear and flew out of the room. Maria watched him go, looking bored. Even though Beatrice will grant our wishes soon anyway. Stupid Battler. Baka Battler. Hehehehe. At that time, the phone rang out again. Maria stood up and grabbed the receiver. Mushy mush. Oh, ugh.
もしもし。ほう。
Of course, the sound of the phone also reached Battler's ears as he was about to dash out of the house. With a violent forcefulness, he turned around and dashed into the cousin's room.
Maria! 電話って誰からだ?
With a terrifying look on his face, Battler yelled at Maria, who was on the phone. You couldn't blame him. Right now, the only humans left alive on the island were himself, Maria, Goda, and Kumasawa. But there was no way those two could call after being locked up in the gardening storehouse. Why isn't he taking Kinzo into account? That's what I'm saying, Eric. There's no way those two could call after being locked up in the gardening storehouse. Which meant there only was one person left. It had to be Kinzo. Oh. After continuing her pleasant chat with the person on the other end of the phone for a while, Maria slowly turned to face Battler. Then, with an unsettling expression on her face, she laughed. It felt almost as though the person on the other end of the line was chatting about Battler.
Maria, 電話の相手は誰だ?
Beatrice!
じいさまか?
Battler couldn't imagine that this was the case. After all, it was inconceivable that Maria would talk intimately with Kinzo, and that she would be chatting about Battler with that eerie smile on her face. just what kind of person could be on the phone? Who could make Maria chat with a smile like that? At that time, in the back of his mind, the words Kyrie had spoken to him had drifted up. If a witch does appear, there's no need to doubt it. Just believe that it exists. Well, it's very possible that a person named Beatrice does exist. But whether they can do magic seems really fucking unlikely.
マトラ、今帰ってきたよ。せっかちだよね。
Oh, that is terrifying.
マリア
Maria!
その電話の相手は誰だ誰なんだ
変わる？うん。はい、バトラ。
After getting the consent of the person on the other end, she held the receiver out to Battler.
はい。
Maria held out the receiver for him to take, as though it was perfectly normal. Battler hesitated just a little bit before taking the receiver. Moshi moshi! Moshi moshi. Oh wait, fuck. After all, by accepting the existence of the person at the other end, he'd have no choice but to acknowledge them. As Kyrie said, there's no longer any need to doubt that they exist. Battler took the receiver. As he did, Maria briskly left the room. Battler, who was a bit scared to find out for sure who was at the other end of the receiver, questioned Maria before taking the call.
おいどこへ行くんだよ
マリアのテストの場所だよ。後ろ宮家の当主はバトラかマリアかどっちだろうね。
Witch? Anti-witch.
いくら殺されるぞ
殺されないよ。儀式はもう終わってるもの。それに殺されても蘇らせてもらえるし。当主になってもなれなくても、もう私たちは黄金鏡に招いてもらえる。じゃあね、お先に。
待てよ
Ew.
マリア
Battler stretched his hand out to Maria's back as she left. The cord of the receiver that he was gripping stopped him, just like a chain. Oh, like the chain that fucking Beatrice was walking in with like a dog. He readied himself. Battler put the receiver to his ear. Hi, Beatrice. It's gonna be fucking Beatrice.
もしもし
Congratulations!
That was worth it. Oh, that was so worth it.
And I'm fine! Did you?
God, I love Beatrice. I love Beatrice's theme. God, this game is totally eclipsed into way more than I thought it could ever be. Screwed up, mocking English filled his ears. It was the voice of a woman he didn't know. Who was it? The inside of his head was starting to freeze up. Who was it?
誰はないであろう、後ろ宮バトラー。返事は Yes, I'm fine! である。懐かしいな。中国でやっただろ。 ってやるやつ。
行かれてやがる。てめえは誰だ。答えやがれ。
英語で言えよ。お前そういうの得意だったろ。
ふざけんじゃねえよ。てめえは誰だ。クソジジイの手先か。
手先とはひどい言いざまではないか。むしろ虜と言ってやる。金属わらわの虜だろ。
Oh my goodness. The last laugh didn't sound like it was aimed at Battler. It was almost as though Kinzo was right next to the phone, cackling as well. This is fucking crazy.
名を名乗りやがれ。てめえは誰だ。何者だ。
I just heard the words magical Gouda chef. I thought it could have said golden. What are they saying at the end? Broken undershawl? I can't tell. Oh.
当ててみろよ。ハワイへご招待するぜ。
Human Beatrice. Oh my god, Human Beatrice is back. This is like the real Beatrice. Okay, so this is like actual real Beatrice. Like this is the real Beatrice that actually exists, 100% for real. Because every time these characters get a really... Anytime these characters are a witch, they're wearing these dresses. Well, except Angie, who isn't, but she's the exception. They just haven't gotten around to giving her a frilly dress yet. But this is the real fucking Beatrice. I really don't want Beatrice to be Battler's mom. Plus that doesn't add up. No, that doesn't add up. He would know his mom's voice. She's just the secret 5th Ushiramiya. Or, I don't know. What's her connection to all the fucking Ushiramiyas? I think she's an Ushiramiya. I'm pretty sure that this game gives her an Ushiramiya last name at one point. But where does she fit in on this fucking family tree?
今日という日をよ。おかげさまをもちまして。
She's the person that's killing everybody, but I really fuck, there's just so much shit in this game.
わらは大復活。サンキュー金蔵。特別にさっきの待った。聞いてやってもいいぜ。
やれやれ、上機嫌にも程があろうが、もう少しは淑女らしく振る舞わんか。
Kinzo and Beatrice sat facing each other over the chessboard on the reception table. There was expensive cheese and snacks to go with drinks. Your best time to solve everything is after the... Okay, yeah, you said that before. You said if I figure it out, that's when I figure it out. But I'm almost done with this episode, right? No, I'm not. There's still all the fucking Angie shit. I have a full stream left. Okay. Or two. Damn. There was an expensive... And there were several empty wine bottles lined up. As Beatrice rolled around on the sofa in an unseemly way, she happily held a wine glass in one hand and was probably completely drunk. I need Battler to get blackout drunk before he even steps into this fucking mansion. $1947. Fuck, that's the year Kinzo, I think, bought the island, or the year Kinzo and... No, I think it's the year Kinzo bought the island.
今日開けなくていつ開けるつもりだ。それをアビセっこして遊ぼうぜ。空き瓶で殴りっこもしよう。
それは愉快だ。
This is what George and fucking Shannon looked like to me in age difference.
浮かれすぎであるぞ。羽目の外しすぎだ。
金蔵だって。わらわに再会できて嬉しいだろう。シャバだ。うつしおだ。わらわの肉体万歳。
さっきから何を騒いでるんだ。お前がベアトリーチェだとでも言いようかよ。
Beatrice. Muhammad Abdul. Yes, I am.
ようやくわらわは復活したぞ。口があると舌があるといい。こうしてそなたと話せることのなんと楽しいことか。そういえばお前とはあれだけ何度もこうしてゲーム中に盤上で会話をしたの初めてだな。
No, I think they talked at the end of episode 2. I don't quite remember.
何やらとても新鮮
Good night. I'm not going much longer after this. I'm looking for a good place to stop right now, so.
今のポンちゃん聞こえたか。あいつ開けたぞ。待ってバカたっけえ秘蔵ワインを開けやがった。知ってるか。10キロのインゴット丸々と同じくらいするんだぜ。
ふざけるな。何がペアトリーチェだ。黄金の魔女だと。いい加減にしろ。どこにいやがれ。そこにクソジジイも一緒にいるのか。てめえらまとめてぶっ飛ばしてやら。今どこにいやがるんだ。答えやがれ。
なんだ、わらわに会いたいのか。モテる女はつれえや。でも金蔵がいるときに口説くのはよ。
Oh, Kinzo gonna get jealous if Battler tries to.
マジで
Yeah.
価値悪いぜ。金蔵のいない二人っきりの時なら
Oh my god.
内緒で愛してやるからよ。
イカれてやがるぜ。
金蔵、気が変わった。マリアのテストにわらわは行かない。そなたが行け。
なんと気まぐれな。
Oh, wow.
ではお前がバトラーをテストするというの
So
か。
Kinzo was gonna do Battler's test first? God, seeing Maria and Kinzo together. Oh, fuck. Kinzo is getting cucked.
いいだろう。あいつさ、お前の若い時に似てるからさ、キュンときちゃうんだよ。
I also want to assume that Beatrice, or at least this Beatrice, is like 19. Because we do know the title of Beatrice is something that has been passing around.
安心しろよ。浮気なんかしないって。あいつと二人きりになるのは今だけ。
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
わらわはいつだってお前と二人きりだろう。
Oh my god, she said that? What? That's sexual style.
だが、もうわらわを四六時中
Whoa, what?
勘弁しろよ。
What the fuck, Kinzo? That's a little too much, Kinzo. A little too kinky.
そういうわけだバトラー。そなたのテストはわらわ黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが自ら執り行ってやろう。バトラー、そうだ。この屋敷の正面玄関にて
What the fuck is going on?
バトラー。え、そうだ。マジでバ
Are they just gonna fight? I have no... Or is this really gonna be like the final concentration where she's gonna ask him to... Wait, make sure you try seriously hard in this test to become the successor. I mean, Kinzo's practically dead on his feet.
バトラーが敵当主になってくれりゃ、お前がこの島のすべての新しい主。わらを独り占めにさせてもいいんだ。
Oh my goodness. Why is she flirting with him so much?
わらわを支配しておくれよ
She's really, really horny for him.
屋敷の玄関だな。上等だ。このクソったれな酔っ払いめ。俺がてめえの酔いを覚ましてやる。迎え酒には俺の熱いパンチをくれてやる。首を洗って待ってやが
Oh
る。
my goodness. Battler impulsively slammed the receiver down. There was no need to talk through it anymore. I'll meet her face to face and settle this. Is this a good place to stop? I'm gonna say yeah. This is a good place to stop. Holy shit, this game is freaking... Next stream will be the most important stream for the whole question arcs. Oh great, that means I might have to start earlier. Oh wait, I already saved, I'm good. Ah, this game is driving me so insane. I have no concept of reality anymore. Alright, well, we still got a lot left, so it'll take a stream or two. Plus, we'll have to do a stream where we go through the entire fucking questions arc. And I will actually might have to prepare for that to a degree, so... But we are going to stop for now. And I will see you guys maybe a little earlier tomorrow if I want to put some extra time in. So, bye.